Boys and girls, this lesson is where you're going to create your very own silhouette. A silhouette is an image of a person, an object, or a scene represented by a solid colour, and it's usually black, and the interior of a silhouette is featureless. So if you look at this here, we've got our own little steam train and we've used black paper, but inside this is absolutely featureless. And I'm going to demonstrate how you're going to do this today. You're going to get a piece of watercolour paper and a little bottle with some water in it. Now very lightly, just spray, just a little squirt, just mist that surface. Then you're going to get a range of green tissue paper squares. Now this is called bleeding tissue paper, and what I'd like you to do is just on the bottom is just create sort of like a patchwork. So you put the squares down one at a time, mix up the colours, and you'll see when I start brushing that tissue paper with water, you can see the colours are starting to come away and out around the edge. I want you to continue that until you fill up halfway, and I'm talking about halfway here. Now if you look closely, you can see how the colours have started to bleed. The tissue paper's still on there, so fill it up to about halfway. When you've got that, you're then going to get a collection of pinks and blues. So you're going to do the top half with pinks and blues to make the sky. So same concept. Put down one square at a time. I'm just going to spread these across. And brush on the water. And when you brush the water on, you can see that the colours start to bleed out. And brush on. It's not like the previous lesson where we were doing the leaves for our trees. There can be gaps because we want the colour to be bleeding out. So when I brush, the colour should be coming out. There we go. And you continue that until you have the whole thing filled. So we get to that stage there. When it's completely filled, we need to set it to dry. Now this one's actually dry, so when it's dry, what happens is these tissue paper squares actually fall off. And when they fall off, it leaves a beautiful background. So I'm just peeling these off, and you can actually see what we're going to get here. Just peel them back. And I've got a lovely landscape and a sky, beautiful sky. So you can see there. Carefully pull them back. And there you go, boys and girls. I've got a lovely landscape and a patchwork sky. Now, I'm just going to set that to the side temporarily. And this is what we're going to do next. You get a piece of black paper. And you're going to get a template. I don't know whether you can see that clearly. I'll just use this here. But you get a piece of white paper, which is a cardboard template of a train. On the black paper, set it down and trace around that shape. And then with your best scissor skills, I want you to cut that shape out. And when you cut it out, you should end up with this shape here. Now, if I come back to this here, this is what I need because it's dry. I'm going to set my train down, but I also need to make sure that my train has chimneys for the smoke to come out. So I've got my remnants here, so I'm just going to cut, and this is up to you now, boys and girls, how you want to add extra features. So I'm going to put a little chimney there, and I'll do a smaller one, little narrower one there. Okay. And I'm going to have some smoke coming out. So I'm just going to draw some scallop lines that look like clouds, and I'm going to cut those out. So it looks like I've got smoke coming out. And I'm going to glue this down with the pencil lines downwards. I don't want the pencil lines to be showing in my artwork. Okay, so I've got a billowing cloud of smoke there, and I'm going to do another wisp of smoke coming out of my chimney, just like that. Okay, and I also need tracks as well for my train, so I'm actually giving you guys 3 strips of paper, and you use a strip. If I just move him up, a strip there, and a strip there. So I haven't stuck this down yet because I still want to make sure that I've got everything working. So I'm going to move him up, and move him up there, and put that there. Now there's one thing missing, okay, and it's the bars here. And quite simply, with the third strip, you cut little tiny pieces, and then you glue the little tiny pieces at an angle, just like here. This is a diagonal line. And then you've got your silhouette of your steam train, boys and girls. Okay? And that's how you make a silhouette. Featureless, no detail inside. Now it's your turn, boys and girls. Let's start first with our background, and then we make our silhouette steam train. Let's go make some art.